Hello and welcome everyone to this week's COT review. I'm Thomas from COTbase.com. Today we're going to be looking at the 15th Commitment to Traders report of this year. And as we always do, we shall start our analysis by looking at the largest changes in commercials positions. And you may see we've got the Brazilian real on top of our list with a 31% change in commercials positions. There is a 31% change in large speculators as well. And if you look at this 52 weeks, you may see that this change in this recent report is amongst the largest changes in the past 1 year. It is, of course, bearish, suggesting further weakness in the early part of next week. If we move on to the 5 years chart, you may see that we have been in a very bullish territory for quite some time, but without any reaction from the market. We basically just moved away from those levels. So we should see a rise in traders positions, commercials building up their net long positions again, and large speculators possibly going towards their net short territories to reach a bullish extreme at which we could be more confident that there could be a possible shift in the trend of the Brazilian real. The next market we shall be analyzing is first the Brent crude. You can see we have the next market will be the WTI crude. Let's start off with the Brent crude, where we have a 21% change in commercials positions, 23 in large speculators. Again, we can be stating that this is a bearish signal from the CO2 report, suggesting we may see some decline happening in the next couple of days. If we move on to the 5 years chart, giving us the chance to analyze the COT Extreme, you may see that in case of Brent crude, we are definitely still in a more bullish extreme territory. If you wait just a few seconds, I'm going to show you that the picture is quite different in the WTI crude oil market. But saying here, one thing's for sure, that these extremes can be present in the market for many weeks and months, possibly years, as you may see, before anything happens. So that shouldn't be such a big surprise, and definitely a caution before jumping in or rushing to buy crude oil here based on the CO2 report. So then comes the WTI crude oil with a 19% change in commercials positions. Of course, the COT changes that we see are very similar, so there's nothing much new over there. But if you look at the extreme situation, we are definitely actually a bit closer to bearish extreme levels than we witnessed in the Brent crude. So that's an interesting difference that we have in these markets. If we move on to large speculators COT Extreme, we find the true US dollar index on top of our list. As I said many times, that's something unique that we constructed here at COT Base. You can read about that on our webpage. That's something for our subscribers. If you want to check it out, please give it a try. Very interesting. But let's move on to the Euro market, where we have a 94 report extreme in large speculators. So this, of course, is a bearish COT extreme. Large, but we've seen larger extremes in the past. The one I'm showing you from May of 2018, a beautiful example of successful bearish COT extreme signals. Interesting to see such extremes developing at such price levels, but of course that's just suggesting that further weakness could easily come in the Euro market. Next market for us is the orange juice with an 81 report extreme in large speculators. The same exact extreme can be witnessed in commercials as well. This again bearish, but could easily grow to much greater levels. The one from July of 2016, a very large bearish extreme that actually developed for many more weeks and months before we reached that top. A beautiful example of how to use COT extreme signals, not necessarily to jump on it right away, using a very conservative strategy to really capture that top. So we are definitely far away from those levels. Of course, we're not talking about any bullish extremes either, so we're more or less in between the two extremes. Large speculators just became net long, so that's interesting. Commercials are starting to be short the past 2 weeks. That's exactly what happened. And last but not least, let's have a look at the Mexican peso with a 66 report extreme in large speculators and commercials as well, bringing them their net positions to almost net zero, as you may see, which if you look at this 5-year chart is more of a bullish COT extreme. So we have this extreme in Mexican peso. That's could be a very great opportunity developing in this market. We shall see what happens in the near and medium future. We should be, of course, cautious because, as you may see from examples from earlier than 2016, we had much greater bullish extremes in the market. So that's, just a signal, a warning for you to be patient before jumping in and buying Mexican peso against the US dollar, especially in such market circumstances that we are in at the moment. So, of course, this is a very short review of markets. I understand that you might be interested in many, many more. Of course, that is available at cotbase.com. Just come and check it out. You can look at new COT report types, other data types. All data sets are available for our subscribers. And of course, I'm never showing you all the market categories in these COT reviews. But if you want to check them out, then you can do so here. We have the option of analyzing the COT changes in traders' positions much deeper, going to multiple report changes based on any look back period that you want to. You can look at that on the charts as well. You can do a more deeper extreme analysis of the market, looking at the COT index, the move index. We have this very handy tool, the long-term trend indicator, showing you which direction most of the trades should be taken. Volume and open interest analysis, a great tool. Of course, it's not directly connected to the COT report, but we felt that it is an important supplemental tool for analyzing the markets. And of course, you may always go back in time and analyze older reports as well. Haven't shown this to you, but I just thought, why not go deeper? And if you you check a market, you can actually analyze the data sets separately. Just let me give you an example. If you check the Australian dollar, then you can dig deeper and, for instance, look at only commercials long. You can chart them if you want. You can take them off. Really, as I said many times before, we offer a very, very wide range of tools to analyze the commitments of traders' data. So I appreciate your attention. Thank you very much for being with me. I wish you all the very best weekend. Of course, happy Easter to all of you. And I wish to see you next week. Take care. Goodbye.